आवाज आ रही है? एक फोटो पर तो अरे आपकी फोटो भी आ रही है। आपका वीडियो ऑन है ना? स्टेज ऑन हो गया? आपका ऑन है तो बंद करो।
Hello, namaste, pranam, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome.
Hello, Kumar sir.
Welcome to the poetry reading with fertile brains. May mental health special. And second episode, maybe you could take it as, yes, last week we had discussed, or we got to know, listen to several poets, sharing their view on mental health, how important it is to deal with, to have a good mental, strength, and whatever it is, health, a good physical condition. In addition to the physical well-being, mental well-being is indispensable for every individual. So, like Meena Chauhan ma'am expressed, nobody is, gotten away with this mental illness or mental issue or whatever it is. And it varies from individual to individual, it depends. So the gravity of this thing, the intensity of this thing, mental issues. So be it depression, be it anxiety. We had talked about several diseases, bipolar disorder, and some poets shared their personal experience. One, Jaya Kalyan Raman, broke out, sharing her experience dealing with her relationship, was endured the mental agony, the two of her. And Miss the other poet expressed how, despite the fish he has, they doesn't wink and doesn't have this eyelids. I mean, I cannot, thing. closes its eyes or whatever it is. But for us, it appears to be that he's in the mood of happiness. What goes into her mind and what is happening within her, nobody knows. So it is something like that. The mental action, mental physical balance, or in tandem with the physical health is very much required. So there are the ways that is like we talk. There are the ways to deal with um, mental issues that like you could have a reading, we could have a poetry session, we could sing, you could walk, and we could talk, sharing our uh, whatever thoughts with our friends or whoever have this uh, we could share that time, we could have this. So, and yes, it is very important when uh, it goes out of proportion. It is sometimes the individual who bears the pain doesn't understands what is happening with him or her, and so it is up to the person, the person who are dealing. I mean, like peers or the friends, or who can understand, who could guide them, who could counsel them to have better professional advice or better uh, medical thing, medical treatment or whatever it is. So that is something we are focusing on the entire month, and in this entire month, mental health special, along with the open recital. And like the rules are simple, like the last week, as we said, 2 minutes of speech, 2 minutes of speech, or 3 minutes of poem, whatever it is. If you have the any of your poem handy regarding mental health, you could go ahead. You could read that, or others you could read on any topic. But yes, 2 minutes speech or 3 minutes of uh, poem. So that is it. So without wasting much of your time, please welcome. I would like to welcome Ray Whitaker.
Good morning, all. As far as I think I'm just going to read a poem that has to do with mental health, and I have two here, but you have a 3-minute time limit, so I'm just going to read the one. And it is about, the backstory is that it's about becoming more of a human being after the ending of a relationship. No, let me see here. What did I do with it? I'm sorry for the delay. Here we go. This one is called Between Thoughts of Not Wanting. Between Thoughts of Not Wanting. A featured poet once read to a group, in the audience, poets all in attendance, that she was going to write a poem anyway, whether others ever heard it or not. Powerful action, that. The willingness to write something that you may never make available to anyone else. Just you in the creation of getting it out. Addressed within the stop of a creation, something or someone that inhibited all the circumstances surrounding the humanness, what it was, those interactions, the feelings as a result, the sad dominating over the possibilities of joy. Lost to a possible present. That loving sent elsewhere due to the rejection, though that word is too often used, somehow metaphorizing a diminution as a diminuendo in the music, dynamics left to the constrained imagination and residing there only. On the lost love, left gasping on the beach, now having only shallow breaths after nearly been drowned. Guessing that this was not just one-sided, somehow hoping that the loss, this Bisti Denazen wilderness walked, where love isn't a treacherous landscape of another far-off planet with swirling methane storms and surface temperatures exceeding 110 degrees centigrade. And what of it if it was only on his side? Where on the escarpment wall leading atop the mesa is there a ladder to an earnest cliff dwelling, a tender, affectionate place made of native red sandstone under a protective overhang, leading arroyos to the structure of enamor, of which pushes passion into existence. In this age group stand alone. Affluence stands by itself too, judging based on the solitary value of appearance, exclusively less isolated from the passions felt. Imperceptibly muttering, "That ain't clean," beseeching her within earshot, then walking away into a cool, grayish-brown lonesomeness, smelling rain far off in the distance. Thank you.
Smelling rain far off distance. Everybody is gasping for the breath when you are dealing with mental issues, and some understands what it is like to endure the suffering. And but it requires an extensive awareness and counseling. Thank you, Ray. Thank you for coming up with such a brilliant piece. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was Ray.
Thank you all. I appreciate you listening to me.
Please welcome Dr. Gargi Saha.
Good evening, everyone. Today, this month is focused on mental health, so we have to read a poem on mental health. It's a serious disease. Before that, I would like to wish everyone a very happy Mother's Day to all mothers in the world. Today's poem of mine is Alzheimer, which is a disease of forgetfulness. People who suffer from this are really sidelined from society, where they should be really cared and supported. And they are really an object of pity, but it's very merciful for them. So here goes my poem, Alzheimer. In the ocean of amnesia, I have forgotten to lock the door and have arrived here in the strange island where everything seems weird, gobbledygook. From where am I? Who am I? Why in this country? Whom do I belong? Everything appears an unsolved puzzle, and I appear to be an infinitesimal ant crawling in the mammoth universe. Of techniques and technologies, dogmas and doctrines, philosophies and fables, I've forgotten to book my tickets for the next flight that is destined for liberation from caste, class, religion. I am patiently wandering in this abyss of ignorance. Ignorance is bliss. To forget is my habit. I forget often. Myself, my family, my friends, my society. I linger around in this pool of quietude, mental manacles of non-identity. Crush, maim, dismember me. I wish to belong, to be a part of everyone, be loved for by all. But I happen to have forgotten everything. How I reminisce those golden days of admiration, adoration, when I was the tip of the hat, ruling the roost, with an air of proprietorship, parties, celebrations, gala, the music gonging my ears, now in this loud silence, where I'm just existing without an identity. Who will love me, care for me? I'm just a non-entity. look down dustbin disdainfully. If only I could recollect. Who am I? Why am I? Dwindling in the shadows of yesteryears. Thank you.
Yes, ignorance is bliss, but forgetfulness is a curse. And now nobody has been, you can get away with this. Even earlier, it is considered when the age matures. I mean, like certain age, it affects. But nowadays, we see diseases are being affected by even for the young individuals and kids too. And such a traumatic, that's a very disturbing kind of thing, very when one forgets the day-to-day things. So this your poem remains very philosophical and and it shows the empathy of the person. Who am I? Is also he is questioning of himself. Who understands the pain? Thank you, ma'am. That was Dr. Gargi Saha.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Please welcome Dr. Miss Archana Bendre. Ma'am, please unmute your mic. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Actually, I wasn't prepared so much, but anyway, I would like to read a very simple poem on Mother. Today is Mother's Day, and I think everywhere they are celebrating Mother's Day. But I would like to say a few words about Mother, Mother Nature, or Mother is everywhere. Whether in, you can say, birds or other animals, a mother is a mother. And only she understands her children, everybody, whatever they want. She is the closest. And in the same way, Mother Nature, we are all our children. And we should be, she takes care of us. Only we are not taking care of her. So, but I am reading a simple poem, very simple, for Mother in general. Mother, in this vast sea of life, when no one by your side, in the torrential rains, in the thunder and gale. Who? Mother, only you. Help us to cross the ocean of life. From infants to grow up, you always hold our fingers. Oh, Mother, you hold us to your heart. Never let us part. Bear our burden, your children. You feed little ones. Even if a morsel you have not. Your blessing shower. Carry us miles and miles forward. Mother, for a child, without you, even the heavenly abode is wild. In your lap, the earth is heaven. Your arms are our canopy, never sinking in sorrow, leading us to the dawn of tomorrow. Your humming, sweet lullabies under the starlit, moonlit skies put us to heavenly sleep of bliss. Your touch is our strength. Your wise words are well. How can we wander or scurry? You let us not worry. Instilling values of faith and hope are building blocks of youth. If lost in the jungle of the dark, you guide us to the right track. Day and night, your prayers are armors to protect us. Your unconditional love is the elixir that keeps us going. This debt we can never repay. You are ever forgiving, even if we err. Mother, you are our word. Thank you.
Your elixir. Wonderful, ma'am. Thank you for reading out our poem on Mother on International Mother's Day. It's a beautiful poem. Yeah. Thank you. That was Dr. Miss Archana Bendre. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends.
Hope I was audible.
You are perfect, ma'am. Beautiful with your rhyming, jiming, everything. I love your presence. Thanks for making your presence felt. You could say you could watch Lara smiling. Okay, please welcome my dearest sister, and I have no words to express the kind of affection that she shows us. She is from Lahore, Karachi, and her name is Sara Arshad. Please welcome Sara
Hi,
Arshad.
hi, Prasanna. Am I audible?
Perfect, perfect. Yeah.
Roopali Didi, namaste, namaste, and good afternoon and good evening, everyone. It's been a long time, but I have missed all of you so deeply. And it's always been a pleasure to get connected with Prasanna and his lovely fertile brain family. Since we are talking about mental health, alongside we are celebrating Mother's Day too. So my poem all is always regarding the issues and the sufferings of mental health, which normally a single mother faces. Managing mental health as a single parent demands remarkable courage. So it is critical to recognize and assist people like her who wisely tackle their mental health and challenges while judging the obligation of a single parenthood. So title of my poem is Through Sleepless Nights, She Stands So Strong. Here we go. In the silence of the night, when the world is sleeping, she walks the path of motherhood on a journey of healing. A single mother who is facing life's never-ending storm, withstanding every storm and keeping her children strong. Through sleepless nights and days that seem so long, she finds the strength to carry on and to remain so strong. Under the weight of worries, doubts, and tears, she keeps her head high, wiping away the tears. She searches for a light in the depths of despair to make things right, guide them, and care. Relentless and unkind, she struggles in her mind, yet in the midst of turmoil, her spirit becomes so kind. Through the road, though the road is sorry, my voice is shutting. Though the road is rocky and the journey is hot, she refuses to be defeated and not to surrender to defeat. She knows within her there lies a courage, fierce and true, a fire that burns so bright and a will to pursue. She may stumble and at times she may fall along the way. But with each setback, she rises again, stands and stays. For her children's smiles, her a heart greatest trial. Fuel her determination, a source of boundless mire. She is a single mother, a warrior in her own right, facing life's battle with all her strength and might. Though the struggle is real, she refuses to be defined. Through the challenges she has faced, the scars she has left behind, she's more than a survivor, a thriver too, turning pain into a power in her dream, which she will pursue. And when when the night grows darkest and hope seems far away, she will hold her children close, for they are light together. They will start a new day. So here she stands, a single mother, a bold and brave, refusing to be silent, refusing to be enslaved. She is a testament to resilience and to love's enduring grace. And in the depths of her being, she finds her secret place. That's it. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Didi. Undoubtedly, testament of resilience. That is
Yeah.
what very much important. See, when we are talking about mental health, it's a broad perspective, broad horizon. It has this extension of this. And a single mother, for coming to the single mother, is very difficult, and she stumbles down and rises up to case for the children and societal norms. She has to be adjusted within this. How she, maintaining her decency, decorum, strength, physically, it's all required, not only physical and mental strength. The mental strength speaks volumes of a single mother, and how determined she is to raise their children up, see them grow, and give them the best of everything of the world, and the well-being of the welfare and everything. So this poem reminds of that. That's thank you, Sara, for coming up.
Thank
And
you.
this is not only talking about the mental health, but also talking about the women's power,
Yeah. About
this
Mother's Day.
empowerment, and
Yeah.
these are all the things that covers up. That is what it is. Thank you, Didi. This
Thank
is
you.
beautiful. That's brilliant lines that went by.
Thank you,
Please
Masand.
give a round of applause, my dear friends.
Thank you.
Please welcome our veteran army man, and he having his presence is always as enlightening, undoubtedly. So please welcome Lieutenant Colonel Gopal Purdhani. Sir, unmute your mic, sir. Please unmute your mic.
Am I audible now, sir?
Hi, sir. Please go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Please.
Thank you. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका और सब दोस्तों का जो भी आज इसमें हैं। मेंटल हेल्थ की जब बात करें, मैं एक सैनिक हूँ तो मैं सैनिक की बात करूंगा। एक सच्ची घटना है, छोटी सी। थोड़े दिन पहले मैं ट्रेन से, गाड़ी से, रेलवे से जम्मू से लेकर दिल्ली आ रहा था, तो नीचे वाली सीट मेरी थी। एक कोई अफसर था, आर्मी अफसर था, काफी यंग अफसर लग रहा था, जैसे 21-22 साल का होगा, सेकंड लेफ्टिनेंट होगा। तो उसको ऊपर की सीट मिली थी। वो कभी ऊपर चढ़ता था, कभी नीचे उतरता था, नीचे उतरा फिर ऊपर चढ़ता था। मैं देखा इसको बड़ा कुछ डिस्टर्ब लग रहा है। कई बात मैंने पूछी, कुछ का उसने जवाब दिया, कुछ का जवाब ही नहीं दिया। फिर मैंने अपना टिफिन निकाला, उसमें से परोठा निकाला, उसको खिलाया, उसके अलावा लस्सी पिलाई और कुछ बात करी। तो वो मेरे से थोड़ी थोड़ी बात करने लगे। तब मुझे याद आया कि बहुत साल पहले मैं भी ऐसे ही दशा से गुजरा था। ईस्ट लद्दाख में एक वैली है जिसको बोलते हैं गलवान वैली। गलवान एक नदी का नाम है और उसी के नाम से वो वैली का नाम पड़ा है। और वो जो वैली का जितना इलाका है सारा का सारा बर्फीला है और सब का सब पूरे बर्फों, जमी हुई बर्फों के ऊपर ही है। तो उस बच्चे की मुझे पता था कि अकेले रहते हुए, सिर्फ सफेदी को झांकते हुए, सिर्फ सफेदी, ये तो लाइट भी नहीं है, रोशनी भी नहीं है, बर्फ सिर्फ सफेदी होती है और नहीं होता। और बर्फ ऐसी चीज भी है जिसमें कि नजर आना बंद हो जाता है, सोचना बंद हो जाता है इंसान। ऐसी दशा में वो बच्चा गुजर रहा था और मैंने उसको कोशिश करी संभालने की, जितना संभाल कर पाया। तो मैं ये बताना चाहता हूँ सभी देशवासियों को, सभी देश के नेताओं को, सभी देश के समाज सेवकों को, सभी कवियों को, सभी लेखकों को, कि जो सोल्जर्स हैं, जो सैनिक हैं, ऐसी ऐसी दिशाओं से भी गुजरते हैं, लेकिन वो देश प्रेम जो उनके दिल में बस चुका है उस कभी कम नहीं होता। मैं ये दशा बताई है, अब मैं उसका इलाज भी बताऊंगा। ऐसी दशा का इलाज हमें अपने आप से सवाल करके पूछना और अपने आप का विश्लेषण करना है। कोई बाहर से डॉक्टर मिल जाते हैं डॉक्टर, लेकिन डॉक्टर का इतना इलाज नहीं होता जितना इंसान खुद कर सकता है। एक बहादुर सोल्जर जिसको कि अपने देश प्रेम का नशा चढ़ा हुआ है, वो उसके सामने सिर्फ देश प्रेम ही नजर आता है, उसके सामने सिर्फ बॉर्डर ही नजर आता है, जो उसने हिफाजत करना है वही नजर आता है। जब आ गया के पास आया, आज माँ की दिशाएं भी बताई गई, अकेली माँ की दिशाएं भी बताई गई। कवियों ने बोला बहुत अच्छा किया, बहुत ही बढ़िया तरीके से बोला गया। और मैं ये बोलना चाहता हूँ कि अब उसको, इसी दशा को मैं खुद अपनी दशा को ठीक करना चाहूँ तो कैसे करूँ? अपने आप से सवाल कर, अपने आप का विश्लेषण करना, अपने आप का एक किस्म का सोचना कि क्या है, क्यों हुआ और कैसे इसको दूर किया। इसलिए मैं जो पोइम लिखी है वो उसी के ऊपर वो पोइम है। मैं लिखता हूँ, मैं अपने आप से पूछता हूँ, जिंदगी ऐ मेरी जिंदगी, तू और कितनी बाकी है? मैं जी के देख लिया, कितना कठिन है, कितना मुश्किल है, जिया फिर भी जिया, अच्छी तरह जिया, होश में जिया। जिंदगी ऐ मेरी जिंदगी, तू कितनी बाकी है? बहुत सुंदर, बहुत अच्छी थी जितनी भी मैंने काटी। तो और कितनी बाकी है? बहुत अच्छी थी, बहुत सुंदर थी जितनी भी मैंने काटी है। जिंदगी बोली, इंसान क्या करता है अपने आप से? जिंदगी बोली, क्या पूछ लिया, ये प्रश्न तो मेरा है। जिंदगी बोली, क्या बोल दिया, ये प्रश्न तो मेरा है। इतनी मैं बाकी हूँ, बोल क्या जवाब तेरा है। मैंने तुझे जन्म दिया, पाला पोसा बड़ा किया, जीने का ढंग सिखाया, हर तरह का ज्ञान दिया। जिंदगी बोल रही है इंसान से, जैसे जिस्म अपनी आत्मा से बात कर रहा हो, आत्मा जिस्म से बात कर रही हो। तूने उसके बदले क्या ढंग अपना लिए, तूने उसके बदले क्या ढंग अपना लिए, मेरी पूर्ण बर्बादी के खतरनाक हथियार बना डाले, रॉकेट मिसाइल न्यूक्लियर बम तक बना डाले। ये तो बता बर्बादी के ताकत की हो, ये तो पूरी बर्बादी है, ताकत की तस्वीर नहीं। ऐसी भयानक दुनिया में बनी कोई तस्वीर नहीं। अभी भी समय बाकी है। जिंदगी क्या समझाती है उसको, इंसान को, साइंसदान को, ताकतवर को, राजाओं को, नेताओं को क्या समझाता है कि अभी भी समय बाकी है, अपना आप बचा सकता है, हथियारों की जगह पर कोई काम की चीज बना सकता है। कमजोरों की ताकत बनो, जीवन का उद्धार करो। जिंदगी कहती है सबको, इंसानों को, साइंसदानों को, ताकतवरों को, ज्ञानवानों को, अमन पसंदों को, जिनको नहीं पसंद उनको भी कहती है अमन अमन अमन। तो कमजोरों की ताकत बनो, जीवन का उद्धार करो, नफरत से नफरत करो, प्यार से प्यार, नफरत से नफरत करो और प्यार से प्यार। ये है जिंदगी, ये है लाइफ, इसको हमने काटना है, इसको हमने जीना है। नमस्कार। इसका एक ही इलाज,
Thank you,
अपने
sir.
आप का विश्लेषण।
कमजोरों
प्रस्थाना,
का कमजोरों का ताकत बनो. That is very important, sir. That is,
can I add something here, please?
yeah, please.
Sir Gopal, my heartily respects to you. It was a wonderful poem, and being on the other side of the border, I fully endorse your thoughts. And we need peace. और वाकई इस चीज की बहुत सख्त जरूरत है। आप सबने हमारे मन की बात कही है। ये बहुत जरूरत है कि हम सब वो काम करें जिनकी हमें एक्चुअली जरूरत है, नॉट के
सारा
मेकिंग
सारा बहन, जिंदगी में आप हम जहां भी रहें, अपने अपने निजाम के, अपने अपने देश के हम वफादार रहेंगे। उसमें कोई
बिल्कुल
शक
बिल्कुल
शक की बात
बिल्कुल,
नहीं है,
इसमें
बिल्कुल
कोई शक नहीं।
वफादार रहें।
जी
देखो जो ह्यूमैनिटी का रिश्ता है वो तो हमारी बहनों हुआ।
बिल्कुल है।
Thank you. On that note, thank you for sharing your beautiful views and the peace is also peace is utmost priority. That is what is thing. And thank you, Gopal sir, and thank you, Sharam. We have with us first time joining the beautiful as a very well known poet, a scholar, a writer, is a award-winning poet. Maybe we know him for a long time, but it's such an honor. For the first time, he joined us with along with Dr. Roopali Sircar. His name is. Please welcome Mr. Harish Masand.
Hi, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you, Prasanna, for such a wonderful introduction. Thank you very much. मैं बहुत humble हूँ. मैं अभी भी सीख रहा हूँ. 30 years ago, I was a student. I'm still her student, and I will remain her student forever. So, happy International Mother's Day. हर दिन माँ का दिन ही होता है. ये तो हम वैसे ही एक दिन को celebrate करते हैं. बिना माँ के, without mother, there is no day. We all know that. Which part of the world, whatever ethnicity, religion, background, every day we celebrate mothers. So thank you very much for all the mothers and wish them lots of love. So on this Mother's Day, जो हमने mental on this Mother's Day that we have chosen this topic of mental health. I will share my personal experience about my mother who was going through this mental trauma, this mental illness, which had multiple reasons. She's 82 years old now. Right now, she lives in Canada with my family. But I'll go back a couple of years, say about 10 years ago. About 12 years ago, I migrated with my family to Canada. My parents lived here. They were fine, they were hale and hearty, but over the period of time, her health started to deteriorate. She developed advanced arthritis, so उनको चलने में problem होती थी. 4 years ago, my father had a stroke. 2 years ago, he passed away. She was left alone. She decided to stay alone here. She said, this is my house. This is where my kids were born. This is where you all were married also. I will not leave this country. I will not leave this house. I will stay, keep living over here. Again, little more background to her state. 25 years ago, I lost my younger brother. He was only 21 years old. He died in a road accident. So that was another trauma that always lived in her, in mother's heart. No matter what additions, what happinesses we added through the journey of our life into their lives, but that loss, that trauma was always there. That void was always there. Now again, for coming forward, she lost her husband. She was living alone by herself. Advanced arthritis. She couldn't walk. She couldn't do things, anything. And she decided to stay here. She said, I'll stay in this house because this house has my life's journey. 50 years she's lived there. And then she was living with 3 maids. My sister lives a little away from Delhi. I live in Canada. We had cameras and everything. But again, she was lonely. Despite all the new gadgets, technology, aids, health, money, finances, everything was taken care of, but she was lonely. And she was scared. Constantly, she was scared, which we were not really aware about. We thought, oh, we have provided her everything. We have given her everything. She's got maids, she's got house, she's got what she wanted. She's leading the life, she's living the life she wanted to live. So everything is fine, but everything was not fine. She was insecure, she was unsafe, and she had all this trauma, the suffering of her body, loss of a child 25 years ago, loss of a husband, and of course, living away from both her children. Then about a year and a half ago, I visited her again, and then I kept saying her that, Mom, it's time that you should move with us, or you should move to my sister's house. But you know how Indian mindset is that married daughter ke ghar pe jaake nahi rehna kind of a thing. That dogma is there, cannot live with a married daughter. With a lot of reluctance, she decided on her own that she wants to move to Canada with us. It took her a while to take that decision. I was there with her for 2 weeks. She didn't say anything. I kept saying, so let me know whenever you're ready, but it's fine. You can take your time, maybe when I visit next time. But when I was about to go in last 4 days, she said, I've decided I want to come with you. I said, okay. So within 4 days, I prepared everything. Luckily, she had her Canada visitors visa and whatnot. Whatever we could pack, we packed, bought her ticket, and I took her to Canada. So it took her few months to get adjusted, to get acclimatized to, because she all her life she lived in India. She hasn't lived anywhere else. And it took her a while to get adjusted, and then gradually that love, that affection with her grandchildren. I have two sons, which of course she was a big part of bringing them up partially till they were like 8 or 9 or 10 years old. So she developed that bond with them, that love with them. And she started to live again. You know, here she was just surviving. She had everything she wanted. She was living on her terms and conditions, which we honored. She was just surviving, but she was not living. When she moved there, she actually started to live. And both my children, my sons, you know, I was kind of worried, in the back of my mind, that how would those two boys who have lived 10, 12 years away from her have become more westernized? How would they adopt her? How would they accept her? Because it's a joint responsibility of 4 of us, me, my wife, and my kids, to take care of her, to make sure at least one person is available there with her all the time. Because in the Western world, it's not that easy to hire an aide or somebody to live in the home. So my kids adopted her much more faster than I adopted her there in Canada. And then my elder one, they both drive, and then it was more accessible. They will take her in the car when there's a sun outside, or there's, you know, it's a beautiful place. I live in Vancouver. 10 to 15 minutes of drive, there are beaches, there are rivers, there are lakes, there are mountains. They'll just take her there. Daddy, let's go. Let's go. And then my son will click pictures and send it to me while I'm working in office. See, we went here, we went there. So it was such a beautiful transformation, and she started to live that life. So the mental illness that she was suffering from, which probably we didn't know, that loneliness of that age, the loss of your own body, you know, the loss of the strength of your own body, and being dependent on someone, and losing the biggest support, that's your life partner. So we couldn't imagine what a woman goes through, you know, at that age. But the whole gist of this conversation is that her existence has revived. So she's living a beautiful life there. She's very happy. Now she throws tantrums as well. And so whoever sees her pictures, whoever talks to her, they said, this is the best decision of your life you've ever taken. So that's my story on this International Mother's Day. Thank you.
I'd like to join in here just for a minute, because what I think is that what has made her recover from what I saw of her when I met her soon after she lost her husband and he took her to, is the kind of company that the family needs to give to the elderly. Just providing food or providing, you know, the physical needs, because when you're older, you don't need so many things physically. It is the love and the affection, I think, Harish, that your family has been able to give. They've even refused jobs which would keep them away from the mother, and they can come in between and they can feed her or be with her. And I think that this is most important for older people. If you want them, and today she's a transformed person, and it's all because of the family. I think the family is very important to help survive mental depression or allowing it. It's a prevention. No, we don't, if you allow an elderly person to go into depression and then try, take doctor ke paas and this, that and all, it doesn't work. You have to do all kinds of things, watch out for the person. And I think, Harish, you've been able to do that. And I'm very happy you're here with us. I just want to share with you that Harish and I have been, have a relationship, which is also today's Mother's Day. He's traveled all the way from Delhi to where I live to be with me because my children are unable to be with me. And these are the kind of things that, keep us from, otherwise I would have felt lonely and depressed. So I think that, the messages of peace, of family, of friends is very important. Thank you so much, Prasanna. I think you can give an opportunity to others.
Thank you.
So there lies the solution, wherein Dr. Harish Masand sir has expressed, he shared his experience with his mother and how one could cope up with, and how could one could understand, and how could we, get rid get rid of those, kind of mental trauma that one was suffering and one was dealing with. So caring, understanding, so is all about. So thank you, Dr. Harish Masan, for coming, and it's such a really it's a transformation. That's what therein lies the solution that you come up with. So many would maybe for them it is a learning. They could take a cue of how one could treat, one could try to understand, one could make the other happy, maybe like mother, father, whoever it might be. In your case, it is your mother. And thank you for your beautiful presence, and thank you for sharing your words. Thank you. Hello. Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome our Acharya, Manatita Hutchinson.
Thank you, my brother. I am very happy that the theme of mothers is coming to the fore regardless, because they've also experienced mental traumas, particularly single mothers in a young age. And I want to take this opportunity to wish all mothers here and women in general a very happy Mothering Sunday. It is the Mothering Sunday in my country, Grenada, West Indies. It is Mothering Sunday in America and many countries throughout the world. And I wrote a special poem for my mother on this Mothering Sunday. All glory to my mother's name. You are my music and my song, my brightest light when things go wrong. All where you beat your gong on broken drums to make me strong. You are my lyre and my lute, the sweetest songs within my flute. Thank God your treasured smile so cute, full of compassion, so-called Ruth. Sweet mother dear, thy sacrifice, coupled with love and great advice, your sweet concern did but entice me to no wrong for thinking twice. You are my bridegroom and my bride, robed in the wedding dress I tried, so cute, so cuddly that I lied when the dressmaker I espied. Mother, you kissed my wounded soul and dyed my precious heart in gold. My strength and kindness you did mold, a selfless spirit to behold. You gave me comfort, money, toys. You showered love and heard my cries. When I was wrong, you did address my faults with sweetness at its best. You gave me praises, scoldings too. I'll make a better son of you. And so I learned my lessons well, proud of my mother, truth to tell. At times with mother saw her sleep, eyes through the pillows had a peep. With life's challenges laughed and wept, embraced as one we always slept. Concern, devotion was her name, all through her life 'twas just the same. Fun-loving, witty, life of care, for Mom and I went everywhere. My mother was a selfless being, through trials rain was never mean. She counseled me when in distress, elated, proud of my success. For my mistakes, Mom took the blame. When I messed up, she hid my shame. Humble, low, she shunned all fame, singing the grandeur of God's name. I made it great, turned out to be, but wanted most for her to see. The heart of beauty I became, all blessings to my mother's name. London Carey, thank you.
Wonderful, sir.
Thank you.
That's so beautiful. And again, coming up with Mother, we cannot define. We cannot. There is limitless. She is limitless. And she cannot be defined in a certain so. But anyways, you can only remember. You can recall. We can recall her in the sacrifices. That is something. Mother, thank you, Acharya. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please welcome, please give a round of applause to Acharya Kingsley Hutchinson, and please welcome Dr. Gangalaxmi Patnaik.
Hello. Sound
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Go ahead. A pleasant evening to one and all present here. I am Dr. Gangalaxmi Patnaik, Odisha, India. Delighted at the outset. Wish you happy Mother's Day to the best mom provide support, increase and people
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Sorry, sir. Due to internet problem. Again, I am starting. As you are observing Mental Health Awareness Month in May, it's a time to provide support, increase awareness, and remind people to support millions of people impacted by mental health issues. Pity is that the mental health is often ignored because there is still a lot of stigma surrounding mental illness. Stigma is when someone sees you in a negative way because of a particular characteristic, when someone treats you weak attitude and dehumanizing treatment. About this, I would like to recite a poem. The title of my poem is Break the Stigma. Break the Stigma. The poem runs in the following manner. Stigma is very irrational, negative, and unfair beliefs that thrills, cripples, stirs flesh on the bones. Stigma is very irrational, negative, and unfair beliefs that thrills, cripples, stirs flesh on the bones. Things happened. Things to happen cannot go beyond individuals, but society and psychologists should stay active. Things happen. Things to happen cannot go beyond individuals, but society and psychologists should stay active. Open conversations, workplace adjustments, compassion, support, adjustment of thinking to avoid stigma, not to affect men targeted and feel guilty. Open conversations, workplace adjustments, compassion, support, adjustment of thinking to avoid stigma, not to affect men targeted and feel guilty. I rise, try to clean dust because it's a form of suicide. Prevention, mental illness is treatable, recovery possible. I rise, try to clean dust because it's a form of suicidal prevention. Mental illness is treatable, recovery possible. Educate yourself about mental illness to reduce workplace stigma that exists due to ignorance of scientific facts and truths. Educate yourself about mental illness to reduce workplace stigma that exists due to ignorance of scientific truths. Education can be expected to bring ideas of science behind stigma, which could help them to reach proper conclusions. Education can be expected to bring ideas of science behind stigma, which could help them to reach proper conclusions. Thanks, dear poet friends, for watching and listening the recitation program. Special mention to K. Kumar Prasanna, who has given us confidence to take on new challenges and achieve great things. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yet another, you touched a valid point that in a workplace,
Yes.
the awareness is very important. Sometimes in workplace, that is, many of people are getting affected by the workplace environment and how they couldn't able to cope up with the environment that is happening. I mean,
Exactly.
this environment, it's psychological effect and
Exactly.
things like that. So this is very much a subject that we need to talk about. That affects mental health. So beautiful. That is, awareness is very much required. And nowadays, offices and companies, they are they are having this separate section of counseling, and they're also giving this kind of awareness, mental awareness, regular things. So this is what is very much needed, and such area is a specific area where people are affected. So thank you once again for coming up with beautiful, I mean, this, such a topic. Thank you, ma'am, and please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Heera Nawaz.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, good evening, everybody. I'm so happy today because it's Mother's Day. Although I'm not a mother myself, I remember my mother fondly. And it's also celebrated as Mental Health Awareness Month. And I'm going to give a small talk for a few minutes, and then I'm going to recite my poem entitled "A Spark of Hope." But just before that, I would just like to thank Prasanna Kumar.
Ma'am, 2 to 3 minutes maximum. 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay. So actually, my poem is due to negative thinking. Some people take the easy way out, or they tend to take their own life, which is very, very negative. There are many reasons why people take their own lives. It could be because sometimes in schools, children don't do well in exams, or some cases later on in life, the adults, because of financial worries, some people are very broken in relationships. As the first poet, he mentioned about broken relationships. So for various reasons, people feel negative and take their own lives. Now, I would like to tell one incident which happened in my own life about during the time of the pandemic lockdown. I was hospitalized for TB, tuberculosis. I was in the hospital for 1 month. And during that time, I became very, very negative. I began to, because it was a life and death situation, I almost lost my life. But due to my family, especially my sister's help to me, I recovered. And during one of those moments when I was feeling very, very low, I was in the ICU. I happened to see a picture of Jesus Christ, and tears were just falling down from his eyes. And he was saying, "For my sake, be strong. For my sake, be positive." So that touched me very deeply. And then because of that, I decided to be positive. And I also resolved that if I get cured and if I'm back to normal and if I'm able to bounce back, I'm going to try everything in my power to help people who are going through any kind of negativity, to make them believe in a higher power and let them get get their issues resolved and get back to normal way of life. So this has been my promise to God that I'm going to help people who are in a negative state of mind. So this poem I'm going to recite is called A Spark of Hope. Many a broken soul feels disparaged and dismally distraught as melancholy washes over one's soul wave by wave, making even the strong and staunch stalwarts disillusioned, making them quiver and quack when they should be brave. Teenagers feel chagrined at failing in crucial examinations, while for adults, sadness could be triggered due to a broken heart, while for countless others tormented by financial worries, sadness overwhelms them as tumultuous emotions fall apart. It is important for well-wishers to single out the symptoms that makes one despondent, lackluster, and in the blue, and give these sad souls a good rejuvenating pep talk on what they should and what they should not do. Empathetic persons who are sensitive, caring, and kind should talk to those distressed in a very understanding way without their triggering off firecrackers of inadequacy, and instead making them feel accepted, replenished, and okay. The helpful souls and those sensitive good Samaritans should try to discern the possible worries and innate fears why the touch me not standalone is always aloof. A person who is quite mawkish and always breaking into tears. So if such preventive measures are subsequently taken, precious lives will be saved and not mercilessly forsaken. Indeed, just when the squiggly caterpillar thought it would die, voila! Outburst of vibrant, beautiful, and colorful butterfly. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Your presence always makes this platform grand with your words and all. Yes, understanding oneself and how dealing with the situations important, like a butterfly, it comes out from chrysalis. Thank you, Heera, ma'am. You're a mother. So please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Up next, Laura Grevel.
Thank you very much, Prasanna. It's lovely to be back. Sorry I couldn't be here for a while. Thank you and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and for all the lovely work. I'm going to read a poem that is about a life's journey, and everyone's life has challenges for mental issues and difficulties that cause emotional problems, and this is about that sort of thing. Immigration, and of course there are a lot of problems that can occur with immigration, migrants, refugees. There's so much loss. So this is called scrimshaw, which derives from this, I think it's the 1800s practice of etching pictures on bones of whales. And I think there's another animal done by sailors during that time. Scrimshaw. Start here. Carve the house on my lowest rib, a floater, not attached to sternum or future. Then rib by rib, etch a father, a mother, and 3 kids. Show the detail. My father had a beard and a gift for story. My mother had freckles and a steady job. My sister was quiet and grew quieter. Show the grandparents who wanted to help, shipped hulls filled with gifts, posted kisses and sighs. Show how the nuclear family sit facing away from each other, all 5. Show the war that, oh no, this is not, oh no, this is about me. Start again here at the base of my spine, a bone called the sacrum, a place for the sacred that connects me to ambulatory motion towards a point not yet known to the stars. Incise the scene. Show how the whale breached, how I leaped into his mouth, then traveled the ocean eating marrow and gristle. How the whale beached, but I found new people who spoke new tongues with different teeth. By day, I cooked potatoes and wore a kerchief, told people I was Czech, though they knew I was touched. Late at night, hidden in the toilet, with the compassion and ink of blueberry schnapps, I pushed the pain down into my left tibia, where I scratched the mutiny, the seasons, the sea battle, in the indigo wars that never happened. Thank you very much.
Oh, very, profound and very deep, I would say. Thank you, Laura Tare. You always bring out a different flavor through your words and through your expressions. You make us, go deep into it and listen and, very engrossing, I would say. Thank you, Laura. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Dr. Roopali Sircar Gaur. Yes.
Thank you so much, Prasanna. Although I thought, since Harish was here, he could take my time and I don't have to really speak, but since you're calling me, one of the things I wanted to share was that if all of you who still have parents living with you, who still have parents, you still have time to take care of them. I have a lot of guilt. I was 19, a teenager, 20 when my mother died. I was very, I really didn't take care of her the way I would have. But I made it up with my father because I realized that, I had not taken care of my mother and she needed my help and I didn't give it because, there's a certain age in which you yourself are so selfish and self-centered. But I think all of us who have a mother, we must make an effort. And as I said, we have to, the sacrifices that she made, it's not enough for us to write poetry. She made sacrifices today, we have to make those. If it means eating food that only she can eat, maybe make separately for her. If it means spending time with him or her, even your father. Why always only mother? The parents are a parent. So this is a poem that I wrote when she died because I couldn't deal with it for years. And this is called My Mother Died Young. Death does not come easy. It only comes to the good who they say die young. That is why mother died before the hibiscus could open its curled petals. Had it bloomed, Would dewdrops have hung teardrop-like from its smoothness? Would the honeybee have searched deep for its sweetness? Long and weary the road, the parched traveler scrapes the open petals for life's unyielding wetness. The perfume of youth tightly rolled inside the half-closed petal shuts in colors, vibrant, blood red, death-defying. Our mothers don't shop for themselves. They always buy us things and the kind of sacrifices they make. Sometimes I remember that, we eat up all the goodies at the table and forget that our mother hasn't got it. Now, how have I made up for it? One is that I took care of my father. The other is, like, Heera, you said you're not a mother. We're matritva, which is maternity. It's something maternal. It's something that we can give everybody. So become a mother. We become mothers to others. So I have number of children, and today I had my student who's traveled all the way. I'm Guru Ma to him, I'm mother to him. And I have many others who call me Ma, and it doesn't matter how old you are. So just make up, you have time, take care of your mothers. And thank you so much.
And that's the catch. I mean, like, I did not have to be a biological mother to be a mother. So that is, you're always you said, you could, and there is no age, there is no limit. A father can be a mother, and mother can be a father,
Yes.
and mother and mother. So it doesn't require to produce a biological offspring or to be, mother or something. So mother is mother. So the caring, that support and this thing. And thank you, ma'am. And whenever you come, you share your personal, anecdote, and we just learning and like. And one thing that Harish Masand has, Mr. Harish Masand has shared with his children had taken the care of her grandmother, their grandmother. So that is very important. Rising kids is okay, but that is separate thing. But yes, making them understand, making them feel empathetic of the situation, that the relations, how important, how to deal. Then so in this such a respective case, that shows us how one can understand, one can extend the hand of support and bring them, out of mental, stress or whatever it is.
Yeah, it's
Thank
it's
you,
the
man.
duty of every member of the family.
Every
Take
member
care.
of the
Every member, because every member has received and every member has to give back now. And
exactly.
we can live happily only later on. Our mental health will be good if we have taken care of people. You can go from this world very satisfied. And Prasanna, of course, has two mothers. He has a biological mother who's wonderful. And then he has Dr. Roopali Gaur, who rings him, who messages him early morning and nags him. And so you have two mothers, Prasanna.
Thank you, always, ma'am. For Heera Nawaz, ma'am Heera Nawaz too. So and Laura has also reminded this thing of this a poem of this when it is important to have this understanding. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Please welcome Ronnie Tucker. Ronnie.
How you doing there? I'm prepared this week, and I've had like a bad week. I had my dog, my favorite dog I raised from a baby. It was like 15, went down for 4 days, and then 2 days I was up all night, and it finally died. And then I had a friend of 2 years that I thought was a friend on Facebook and stuff, just blocked me for no reason. So I ain't been too happy this week, but I did come prepared. I wrote this a couple days ago so I could have the right poem to read. It's called Emotionally Scarred. Emotionally numb, a soul is so lost, no coming back. I surrender, I surrender. Leaving it all behind, I measure my days and nights, waiting to free myself, to release, to release. It's time to let it go and not look back. I will soon be free to decorate heaven with my spirit and get my wings and to heal myself to some other place. Yesterday was but a dream, living my life inside a bubble and chasing my pitiful destiny that was made for me. Oh, the plateau in life that has passed me by. I am so emotionally drained. Nothing is left inside of me. The years I have suffered in my own pain and the depression I have lived in for so long a time. Now's the time for me to set my spirit free. I was born under a bad sign. The mask I wear was fake, for no one really knew how I really felt. They just didn't care. When I was really hurting inside, no one was there to comfort me. God forsake me. Are you really there? Are you really there? Then take me out. Take me out. Do it. It would be a favor to me. My God, please set me free. Give me my own wings if you really cared at all. My wounds will never heal. My scars I bear are for a lifetime. I have worn them for so long. I know now it's my time to say goodbye and give up my ghost. It's so sad I could never really find myself. Give me what I need. Let me bleed. So torn up inside, I have lost myself, drowning in my own sorrow. No one will shed a tear. When I leave my shattered world behind, I know it is my time to go. No longer do I care for myself. Life has forsaken me for so long. God, please take me to paradise. Thank you.
Time is there for that, Ronnie. So enjoy yourself. We are all family and we are all together with you. So enjoy, rejoice yourself by quitting smoking and all. So keep writing and share. Roopali ma'am allows your poetry. Nowadays you're writing very deep and sublime poems. So keep writing. I wish your dog is doing good.
Thank you.
I don't know his name.
Yeah, she passed.
Yeah, it is in the memory of that. I understand. That was Ronnie. Please welcome the son of a beautiful land, God's own country, Sreedharan Parokode.
Am I audible, Ji?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. It's about mental health. And the title of the poem is Helping Thoughts. Helping Thoughts. When the mind and body work together properly in the torrential thoughts, we can consider the person is apt and accurate. But if anything distorted in the flow, the end things will be out of control and in vain. So let everybody be happy and stable. Let's be with them and let us be with them. Can we give back the courage to do and happiness to share to them without pride or prejudice? Can we give back the courage to do and happiness to share to them without pride or prejudice or profit or loss? Let us make the moody moments melodious and gloomy moments glamorous with the rhyme and rhythm of humanity. Let us make the moody moments melodious and gloomy moments glamorous with the rhyme and rhythm of humanity. That's all. Okay, thank you,
Moody
Mr.
moments, melodious and gloomy situation, glamorous. Yes, exactly, sir. That is what is much important, So encouragement, support, everything. Lighten up.
Yeah, yeah.
Lighten up. So that was Sreedharan Parokode. Please give a round of applause, my dear fans. Beautiful, sir. You're coming up with a solution, not just expression, but a solution too. So that is something very good. Good. And please welcome. Uh, I, I still call her kid, but I think she wouldn't get angry with that. Acharya smiling black. Swarna. Swarna.
Hi everyone. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. So when I was writing on mental health, I wanted to talk about the topic that's most difficult for me, which is that voices from outside of others become your inner voices of that then become critical voices inside you. So I wanted to write a poem about that. So this is called The Art of Receiving Tomatoes. Okay. Society pushes me abruptly onto the stage. I trip over myself, cursing at it for being so thoughtless, then fix myself up and walk onto the platform. Nothing happens. An eternity of silence ensues. No one talks. No one says a word. Then the crowd erupts. Everyone starts yelling judgments and throwing tomatoes. She's so stupid, they say. She has so many opportunities and she wastes them all. I personally don't know how they can afford so many tomatoes. For a while, it doesn't faze me. I've heard some of these things from my own family before. What's another few thousand people? But maybe it's the 400th time someone calls me stupid, or maybe the 500th time. I've lost count. I start to wonder, am I really that stupid? I shake it off, but by the 1000th time, it hits me. Maybe I am stupid. And by the end, I've lost the ability to inspire hope in myself. I sit down as they throw tomatoes at me, and I do something I've never done before. I throw the tomatoes at myself. It makes sense what they're doing. I'm so stupid. If so many people are saying it so many times, it has to be the case. Majority wins, and we do live in a democracy, right? Everyone gets a vote. I don't remember why I wasn't throwing tomatoes at myself before. I know, it's because I'm so stupid. Everything bad that happens is because of my stupidity. I have no one else to blame but myself. I am bleeding all over my face with tomato juice. I know there's a little voice somewhere in my heart telling me that it is louder than all of these people's opinions. If only I would just sit still and listen. Then the tomatoes start to hurt. I mean, really hurt. Not the ones they're throwing, the ones I'm throwing at myself. The pain stings, and it makes me want to listen to my heart's little voice again to see what it has to say. It tells me that stupidity is an illusion, that all is well. I blink. What? How can that be true? There is so much wrong with me. There is everything right with you. It says, there is nothing wrong at all. I laugh with anger, all hope drained out of me. Wait, is it being serious? How can that be? I'll tell you how it can be, it says, because everybody doesn't get a vote. Tune out the voices of those people and tune into yourself. If you listen to them, you will be stuck here throwing tomatoes at yourself forever and causing yourself unnecessary pain. I, however, will take you on journeys you can't even imagine right now. So I stop throwing tomatoes and I smile and take a deep breath. I can't be stuck here forever. I have to move forward. They continue to throw tomatoes at me, filled with the fury of a mob. I walk out of the stage. They are still throwing tomatoes. I pick one up and take a bite and laugh. It tastes delicious.
My God, Swarna. I think I could recommend everyone to, recapitulate or, rewind your version when it comes and to watch and I mean, that is letting out sarcasm filled and no stupidity at all. There's screeching and screaming and letting out yourself. The voices, outer voices, one become your inner voices, how one deals with it. What a brilliant, I mean, please give a round of applause. Thanks.
Thank
Swarna
you so
rocks.
much, Prasanna. Thank you, everyone.
Please welcome our banker and better off of Dr. Gangalaxmi Patnaik, Shyama Prasad Patnaik. Shyama Prasad Patnaik.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. Happy Mother's Day to everyone. And after paying less respect to my departed mother, I start my poem. As we are celebrating the Mental Health Awareness Month, the topic is on depression. The title of my poem is Overcoming Depression. Actually, this poem is in shape of biographical writing. I have written for one of my friend who was treated for depression and finally he was cured. The title of my poem is Overcoming Depression. I dreamt of dreaded solitude nightmare, remaining unnoticed by loved ones, perceived it to be a real, though it was just perception. I almost disappeared from my realms. Everyone seemed as strangers. Soon taken to a psychiatrist who diagnosed me with depression. Dragged into unwanted situation due to my beloved's sudden demise. Traumatized by tragic incident, considered life quite meaningless and insane. I found myself in murky, secluded corridors and miserable conditions. As psychiatrist prescribed old films, music therapy, and suitable medication. I took long sabbatical leave to recuperate in hill stations. Enjoyed nature's scenic splendors, cool weather with children, worked wonders. Lost in madding crowd, but ultimately retrieved myself from oblivion. Reminisce frightened moments, traversing through spine-chilling odyssey of turbulence. And that is the end of my poem. Thanks for watching and listening.
That is what, when he had a friend like you who could, who understands brain. So people like you should have, who could render their shoulders to their friends. Thank you, Sema sir. Thank you. This is a beautiful tribute that the pain that your friend has suffered, you taken it inside. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Meena Chauhan.
Good evening, Prasanna. Good morning, all my poets. आज मैंने कोई पोएम नहीं लिखा है, मैं मेंटल हेल्थ पर ही कुछ बोलूंगी। मेंटल हेल्थ डिप्रेशन जो है एक नॉट है, जैसे एक सुनार जब एक कि मोतियों का माला बनाता है, वो जाप माला हो या गले में पहनने का माला हो। पहले वो नॉट बांध के फिर उसके अंदर मोतियों को पिरोता है, फिर एक सुंदर सा माला बनता है। उसी तरह हम डिप्रेशन जो है एक नॉट है, और नॉट के साथ हमारा लॉस, एंजाइटी और फोबिया, एंगर, गिल्ट, जितने भी ये हमारे मेंटल हेल्थ को डैमेज करते हैं, या जो भी वर्ड्स है आप उनको जोड़ते जाओ तो एक माला सा बन जाता है। लेकिन लॉस जो है हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ा डिप्रेशन का रीजन है। अगर उस माले में से हम धीरे धीरे जो हमें नहीं चाहिए निकालते चले जाएं तो दैट विल हमारे लिए, हमारे मेंटल हेल्थ के लिए बहुत सूदिंग होगा और अच्छा होगा। जैसे एंगर है, अगर हम एंगर को कम कर सकते, तो बहुत सारी चीजें हैं जो हम अभी डिस्क्राइब नहीं कर सकती हूँ। लेकिन जब जैसे लॉस, आई लॉस माई हस्बैंड लास्ट 33 years, तो उस लॉस को कोई और उसको नहीं, उस जगह पे मैं किसी को और नहीं ला सकती थी, तो उसको कैसे मैंने हैंडल किया है वो बीच की बात तो अभी बताना बहुत ही बड़ी बात हो जाएगी। लेकिन आई हैव टू मूव आउट, उससे निकलना है मेरे को, और अपने बच्चों को बड़ा करना था, तो आई हैव डन इट। तो दैट जो नॉट है हमारे डिप्रेशन का, उसमें से हमें धीरे 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 हम निकालें और सोचे कि भाई इसके बिना तो मेरा काम चल जाएगा। इग्नोरेंस है, अगर हमें कोई इग्नोर करता है तो ठीक है, उसको हम किसी और रूप में, दैट इज द आवर आई हैव टू थिंक, पहले हमें खुद सोचना है। उसके बाद फैमिली, फैमिली का तो आना बहुत जरूरी है। ये फैमिली का सपोर्ट जब तक घर में नहीं हो, बच्चे हैं, बहन भाई सब उस लॉस में, उनका जब तक हेल्प नहीं हो हम आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते। दैट इज वेरी नेसेसरी। आफ्टर दैट वी हैव, यू शुड हैव गुड फ्रेंड। बट आजकल अच्छे फ्रेंड्स मिलना बहुत मुश्किल है, जैसे कि यू कैन टॉक टू देम, अपने मन की बात बताया, उसने कुछ हमें बोला, उसको मैंने समझा, फिर आगे बढ़े। ये हमारा पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग के लिए हमें ये सब आगे बढ़ना है। आफ्टर दैट आई हैव टू टेक माई ओन डिसीजन कि भाई नहीं, इसके बिना अगर मेरी फैमिली में कोई प्रॉब्लम है या मैं मेंटली डिस्टर्ब हो रही हूँ तो उसको हमें छोड़ना है। तो आई हैव, मेरी एक बहुत अच्छी फ्रेंड है जो मॉर्निंग वॉक हम करते हैं। अभी तो मेरा एक ऐसा है, जैसे बीच सेंटर बीच का जो टाइम था वो मैं अभी डिस्कस नहीं करूंगी, बट अभी कैसे मैं अपने मेंटल हेल्थ को ठीक रखती हूँ। सो आई ऑलवेज थिंक पॉजिटिव। एक हमारी बहुत अच्छी फ्रेंड है, मॉर्निंग वॉक के लिए मैं 1 घंटा मॉर्निंग वॉक करती हूँ उनके साथ। आई डिस्कस विथ हर, समटाइम वो नहीं भी आती है तो चलो कोई बात नहीं, कभी कोई बात बतानी होती है तो और कहती हूँ कि चलो आ जाओ, आज मुझे कुछ बात करनी है। उससे, उस डिस्कशन से हमारा डिप्रेशन, एंगर एंड एंजाइटी कम होता है, और एक दूसरे की बात को हम शेयर करके मैं आगे बढ़ती हूँ। अब उसके बाद नेक्स्ट है हमारा 2 ग्रुप है। एक स्पिरिचुअल ग्रुप है जो 20 ईयर से मैं भजन कीर्तन और ऐसे चलता रहा। एक ग्रुप है जिसका नाम हमने रखा हुआ बिंदास ग्रुप, जिसमें कि हम मस्ती करते हैं। बच्चे हमारे सब बड़े हो गए और अपने अपने घर में सेटल हैं, उनके पास अगर टाइम नहीं है हमें कहीं ले जाने के लिए, तो हम अपने फ्रेंड्स मिलके महीने में 1 बार 2 बार ले जाते हैं कहीं। कभी पिक्चर देखने गए, कभी हमने किसी जगह जाके लंच खाया। और स्पिरिचुअल 20 ईयर्स से मैंने ज्वाइन किया हुआ है, बट अभी जब से कोरोना हुआ तब से वो बंद हो गया है। तो थोड़ा बहुत चलता है, किसी के घर में सुंदरकांड, किसी के घर में सत्यनारायण का पूजा, वो भी मैं अटेंड करती हूँ। दैट इज माई, आई हैव 2 ग्रुप्स। ये तो मैं अपने मेंटल हेल्थ को ठीक करने के लिए आई एम यूजिंग ऑल दिस थिंग। अब बाहर निकले, जो हमारी जैसी लेडीज, मेरा जो 25 सेक्टर नोएडा में एयरफोर्स नेवी का है वो बना हुआ, उसमें सिंगल लेडीज बहुत हैं। एटलीस्ट जिनको मैं, जितने लोगों को मैं जानती हूँ, 12-15 लेडीज वो हैं। उनका लुक आफ्टर हम कैसे करते हैं, सबका नंबर है हमारे पास, मोस्टली हम मिलते रहते हैं, कभी भजन कीर्तन में मिल लिया, कभी बिंदास ग्रुप में हम घूमते हैं वहां मिल जाते हैं, बट वी हैव उनके बच्चों का भी नंबर हमारे पास है। तो ये एज आ गया है 69-70 कि somebody is having हार्ट अटैक ऐसे, तो उनके लिए हम तैनात रहते हैं। पता चल जाता है कि आज शोभा को हार्ट अटैक हुआ है, सी इज हॉस्पिटल, किसी के पास उनके बच्चों का नंबर है। बच्चे मोस्टली आजकल सबके बाहर ही हैं और फैमिली भी सबका आसपास नहीं है, तो वो फिर उनको फोन करके बताते हैं कि ऐसा हुआ, फिर वो कांटेक्ट करके उनकी फैमिली आ जाती है, चाहे वो खुद भी आ जाए। तो इस तरह से हमने बाहर जो हमारी फ्रेंड्स हैं उनका भी हम देखभाल करते हैं, खुद अपना भी लुक आफ्टर करते हैं। बट इसमें ये है कि हम जैसी लेडीज जो हैं अभी डिफेंस वाली, उनको फ्रीडम बहुत है, वी आर गेटिंग गुड पेंशन, और हमें कोई रोकने वाला नहीं है कि तुम आप ये नहीं करोगे, ये नहीं करोगे। सो दैट्स व्हाई वी डू ऑल दिस थिंग्स। सम कपल भी है जो रिटायर है, तो इस तरह से हम एक दूसरे का हेल्प करते हैं, और कभी जरूरत पड़ा कि उनके साथ रात को सोना है तो वी गो एंड स्लीप देम एंड टॉक टू देम। तो इस तरह से एक एसोसिएशन सा हमारा है, और हम इसी तरह से अपने आप को हेल्दी रखते हैं, खुश रखते हैं।
Thank you,
So
ma'am.
that's all.
Thank you. Thank you. So that was, a few tips that ma'am has provided, how she dealt with, how she's dealing, and how is, daily made her routine, and, coming out of stress or depression or whatever it is, after passing of her better off, So these are the things that, she has to be shared, and so it would be helpful
Prasanna,
for.
I would like to say a few words here because I personally know Meena Chauhan for a very long time. So when she said we should have friends, well, I think we are very good friends and we have been able to help each other. And that's very important. But I've also watched her journey of struggling, of sorrow and grief and coming to terms with it. And now she is an empowered woman who is much more confident reading her poetry than even I am, who's been a teacher and a professor for a long time. I get nervous, but she's so confident, and it makes me very happy to see that. So thank you so much, Meena, for sharing your life and sharing your concerns and the way you've come out, especially for the wives of armed forces personnel. It's very, very difficult because the message comes very suddenly. When the phone rings in our homes, we are very scared to pick up the phone. We just don't know what is the message that is coming. And so, you could be happily looking after your children in Delhi, and then suddenly the phone rings and you pick it up, or the doorbell rings and there are two guys in uniform standing there to tell you that, your husband is gone. Those are terrible moments. So, we have to be very prepared. And so, as wives of armed forces personnel, we have what is called a welfare association. We try and help each other. And this is very important. And many other women are here who are armed forces personnel wives and spouses, or some of them are, like Ankita. I've recently written a poem called The Warrior Mother, because now we have women in the armed forces, So I think, Meena, thank you so much for sharing it and sharing it on this forum. Because for me, this is a sacred forum. I'm just confessing that. It's a very sacred forum. It's a forum where we can speak to each other, where we are friends. When I see Sreedharan Parokode, believe me, sir, I feel so happy because, I've known you for so long now. I hope we meet one day physically.
Roopali,
if we don't,
Roopali, you have.
Your poetry, your song, Gangalaxmi, yours, everybody who is here. Ronnie Tucker. So I think that this too, Prasanna, is your contribution to our mental health. Thank you so much.
Yes, Prasanna, you have given a nice platform. We can talk. And जब मेरे साथ हुआ तो रूपाली का बहुत सहयोग था। रूपाली ने हमने कपड़ा पहनाना सिखाया, यहाँ निकलो वो ये करो। तो this is we have to good friend and family, and after that अगर मैंने अपना look after कर लिया, I'm capable to do another, so we are doing 25 sectors all ladies we go. Somebody's take, somebody's not. उनको लगता है कि अरे मेरी प्रॉब्लम इसको पता चलेगा तो मेरा मजाक उड़ाएंगे. So ऐसा है, but now 25 sectors लेडीज अलोन जो रह रही हैं, जिनके हस्बैंड भी हैं, रिटायर हैं, बट दे ऑल्सो 82, 83, तो उनका भी, उसमें भी हम बहुत एक दूसरे का साथ देते हैं. और हमारे पास बच्चों का फोन नंबर है, वी कैन कॉन्टेक्ट देम. मोस्ट बच्चे बाहर ही हैं, मेरा बेटा अमेरिका में है, मेरी बेटी मेरे साथ. बट वी हैव टू गुड फ्रेंड होना बहुत जरूरी है, जो आपकी बात सुने, आपकी बात को मजाक में ना ले, उड़ाए नहीं कि अरे मीना के साथ ऐसा हुआ, ये हुआ. So this is a basic thing or practical thing. We can't talk only कि हमने ये किया. We have to do. किसको किस चीज की जरूरत है, हमें बढ़ना है अपने को. पहले तो अब जब हम फ्लाइट में जाते हैं तो फ्लाइट में भी एयर होस्टेस कहती है कि फर्स्ट यू टेक योर, खुद मास्क लगाओ, देन यू टैप टू योर चाइल्ड ऑल्सो. तो पहले हम अपना देखभाल करें, उसके बाद. So this is a thing.
And
Thank you,
self-care,
Prasanna.
being in the company of your those who understand you and friends. Yes, exactly. And not all friends, but those who understand you. So like
Yes.
Meena ma'am said, it's very important for mental health. So that's the highlighting factor. So please give a round of applause to Meena Chauhan, and please welcome for the first time. She's been waiting for in a long time, and she loves. I mean, I don't know, but she, Genevieve Ray. I don't know how to spell, but yes, Genevieve.
It's okay. It was lovely to meet everybody. Thank you for already what's been a wonderful open mic and conversation, really. I would like to read a piece that I actually only created yesterday, so the ink is a little bit wet, and on the mindset of mental health and positive mental health when you combine your neurology with everything you love. One night in autism. Night creature, perfectly safe out of mortal eyes that always turn wolf amber, when she entered a world dead by Saturday night. The glimmers of fireflies hanging in plain sight for the vision of Van Gogh, he who breathed in night airs and smelt sunflowers in canvas sheets, he who saw stars beyond the stars. Are others blind to all the Fibonacci spirals? Do they not count the climaxing agonies, when good blinking lights are engulfed by bad flashing ones? Alone at the death of day, assaulted by tire grease aroma, punctuated by the perfume of dreaming wild weed and lavender, humanless, her universe is finally hers. Years and years of throbbing bass lines act as a metronome for wonder-struck feet. Electric charges race through the groundwork, tying her to a slot car track, with no finish line except for tiredness. 2 senses are off and 5 turn on. No need to perform social regards. No need to treat time as societies. The somatic waves being caress her every curve, place kisses between her ribs. She shuts them off for daylight and the normal earth signs of a 21st century woman. Here she is the embodiment of floating Ophelia. Nature sings to her sweetly, and the false version dies, dies, dies. Reborn as the dictionary definition of emphasis, as she now wanders the street hunting for mysterious northern lights. There we go. And also happy Mother's Day to all those in the UK. It's not for us, but happy Mother's Day internationally otherwise.
Thank you, Genevieve. Universe is finally hers. That's a beautiful thing. And yeah, there was a sound issue a little bit, but we loved your presence. Yeah, thank you, Genevieve. Thank you for joining us for the first time. Please give a round of applause, Genevieve. Ray. Keep coming, Genevieve, and please shower your words and support, whatever it is. Please welcome a lovely poet who writes Kannada in Kannada, Telugu, and she recently, every time, every other day she gets felicitated. Last Sunday she was honored with, somewhere, some award. So I couldn't be part of it, but because of intense heat. So that was Prabha Shastri Joshila. Please welcome.
Good evening to everybody. Today, Prasanna gave one subject on that I read one poem. First, I will read one Subhashita. Okay. Today is Mother's Day. That's it. Sarvah padastasya sruhru bandhura padidurlabha yeyatya padibandhutvam sruhdo bandhava చేతే అంటే మంచి హోదాలో ఉన్నంత వరకు అందరూ మిత్రులు అవుతారు. ఆపదల బంధువు దొరకడం దుర్లభం. ఎవరు కష్టకాలంలో బంధుభావాన్ని చూపిస్తారో వారే మనకు మిత్రులు మరియు బంధువులు. Now I will read about students. Nowadays, they are so much troublesome in their studies. On that I wrote small poem. ఏమైంది ఏమైంది అలా వెర్రిపప్పలా ఉన్నావేమి తల పీక్కుంటున్నావు జగమే మాయ బ్రతుకే మాయ జరిగేది తెలియదు జరగబోయేది తెలియదు జగత్తంతా ఒక సాలిగూడు గిలగిల కొట్టుకోక తప్పదు. జగమంతా ఒక సాలిగూడు గిలగిల కొట్టుకోక తప్పదు. ఇంట్లో బయట ఒంట్లో అలసట. అనుకున్నవి ఒకటి, అనుకోనిది ఊడిపడేది మరొకటి. అనుకునేది ఒకటి, అనుకోనిది ఊడిపడేది మరొకటి. అమ్మో విద్యార్థుల తలలు పగిలిపోతాయి. వెర్రి మొర్రి ఆలోచనలు, వెకిలి వేషాలు. ఇక సభ్య సమాజంలో తలా తోక లేని సమస్యలు. ఒక నాయకుడు ఎగదోస్తే మరొకడు దిగదోస్తాడు. మరొక నాయకుడు దిగదోస్తాడు. రాజకీయ రచ్చ రొచ్చు రవసలు సమాజంలో ఎక్కువ. తలపోటు పగలకుండా ఉంటుందా? తప్పదు. ఇది ఆధునిక కాలం. అల్ప ఆయుష్లనే ఠామ్ ఢామ్ బకెట్ బోల్తా. ఇలా ఎన్నో కథలు. ఎలాగో రోజులు గడిచిపోతున్నాయి. మంచి చెడుకు ఎంత వ్యత్యాసము లేదు. వంట, పంట, తిండి, చదువు, అధికారం అన్నింట దోబూచులాటలు, కల్పితాలు, కల్మషాలు. అవునా? ఆ తలపోటుకి ఎటువంటి పేన్ బాంబు చాలదు. బండరాయికి వేసి తల బద్దలు కొట్టుకోవాలి. తప్పదు. తాతల కాలం కాదు ఇది, కలికాలం. అందుకే ఎలాగో సర్దుకుని పో. క్రింద మీద పడి దొర్లి కాలక్షేపం చెయ్యి. మరి నీది ఇటువంటి జీవితమేనా? లేక లేక వడ్డించిన విస్తరాక చెప్పు స్నేహితుడా చెప్పు స్నేహితుడా నమస్కారం.
Brilliant, excellent, Mark, excellent. Everything is falsehood, everything is falsehood, everything is sham. And then it's like, yeah, but you have to live on, adjusting with people, adjusting with, everything that is, yeah. Untoward. In a witty manner, that is something you write, and that she presented in Telugu. So beautiful, so satirical take, in fact, I would say. Thank you, Amma. Thank you for joining. Thank you. That was Prabha Shastri. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome the handsome from Bangladesh, a beautiful Rezavuddin Stalin. Sir, unmute your mic.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar Prasanna. You are a very good friend of mine, and from Bangladesh, I give you salute. You arranged a good program of Happy Mother's Day, World Mother's Day today. I want to salute all mothers of the world, and I lost my mother 10 years ago. I also remember her, and I also salute all mothers. I love all mothers of the world. I want to dedicate my poem, All Mothers of the World. The title of my poem is The Door. We must go out now. The room is very cold and dark, but the door is really narrow, like that of a prison cell. We can hear the voice of our dear ones, feel their presence, even touch them, but I can't see them. I do not believe that darkness is general, prevents one from seeing someone. Rather, in some kind of darkness, someone's face become more clearer, even better visible. Darkness is not a deterrent to visibility. Narrow door does not prevent one from going out. Rather, in the height of pleasure, everyone disappears from our thoughts. I do not deny that the door is quite inappropriate, but at this moment we must go out. We may have to do that either by breaking the door or breaking the room.
Excellent, excellent, sir. Excellent.
Thank you,
And like you said, darkness is not a deterrent.
Yes.
Darkness is not a deterrent. I must break the doors. Thank you for your presence. That was Rezavuddin Stalin. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Thank you. Thanks for your presence, sir. Please welcome Maria.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Mother's Day. Thanks for the invite, Prasanna, and congratulations to all my colleagues. My poem is titled An Angel, Mother. An angel, mother. The lap of mother, snugness forever. If she holds you tight, the beat of two hearts you feel together. Mother's lullaby before sleep, whole night sweet dreams. In the morning, a kiss to wake you up, day any fear even in the worst plight. Mothers are angels on us. Protection she gives to offspring. After aging, don't let her alone. It's time to her kids take care of her. And when God calls her to sky, prayers to her don't forget to say. She will watch over you at any time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maria. Yes, like you said, mothers are angels. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Miss Satinder Kaur.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. And thank you, Prasanna ji, for this beautiful platform where I can come almost every week and share with others their joys and their sorrows and their experiences. And today I have also come with a poem dealing with the mental health. The poem goes like this. Her staring eyes, trembling hands, and shaky voice left me alarmed and horrified. I had never seen her like this earlier. I had never seen her like this earlier, as she had always been a robust and compassionate figure. A gap of only a year since I visited her last to complete my degree at US. And how time had wreaked havoc in her life, as if she were the victim of a long, long strife. Benumbed and shocked at her condition, seemingly beyond control. Benumbed and shocked at her condition, seemingly beyond control. Curious to know what had turned her so miserable. Curious to know what had turned her so miserable. Reluctant to tell me the events of last year, her parents indicated to me to remain silent. Reluctant to tell me the events of the last year, her parents indicated me to remain silent. But why should I reconcile with this ugly fact that my dearest friend was not the same what she was when I left? That my dearest friend was not the same what she was when I left. With clouded eyes, I sat beside her bed. With clouded eyes, I sat beside her bed, taking her hand in mine, recalled the time we together spent. A diary kept on the table attracted my attention. A diary kept on the table attracted my attention. The pages had woven a story of love nest broken. The pages had woven a story of love nest broken. Her broken heart, parents' indifference towards her pain. Her broken heart, parents' indifference towards her pain resulted in her loneliness and depression, turned her into a soulless body with no one to empathize and make her cozy, resulted in her loneliness and depression, turned her into a soulless body with no one to empathize and make her cozy. But as a friend, I'll offer my presence, my support. I'll offer my presence, my support, in the hope she will regain her lost vigor and strength to make a new start. In the hope she will regain her lost vigor and strength to make a new start. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. That is it. When you cannot be indifferent with whatever the things that's happening, and people just the whole associated, like parents, or brothers, siblings, or whoever, has to try to understand and empathize. Like my Satyendra ma'am said, it's very relevant, very important to understand this thing and how to make them feel better, good. Come out of the situation. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Miss Harinder Chima. Yes.
Greetings, everyone. Good evening, Prasanna. Thank you so much for the invitation and for having me here. I can see some friends. Good evening, Roopali. So we are talking about mental health here, and a very important issue indeed, a very relevant issue in the present times, because I don't remember that this word was so frequently used when we were children. So now the youth is surprisingly facing this problem more, and that is a very sad reality. Now, whom do we blame? We blame the times, we blame the parents, or we blame ourselves? Very difficult to answer these questions. The result is mental health issues. So I think it is very important to realize that when you're in a low ebb of life, nothing is going to stay forever. Just like the pandemic, there was so much of anxiety, so much of, worries. But then it did pass. And today we are out of that situation. So everything is a temporary phase, and one must realize that everything will pass and good times will come. So with that resolve, with that hope, one has to move ahead. And especially in youth, when I go for motivational lectures, I see one thing, that today they cannot face failure or rejection. And they get into some kind of a cocoon. So I just want to tell everyone through a poem that I have specially written for this reason, that one should be able to face failure and rejection with equal or more vigor than they face success. Because failures only lead you to success. You learn from mistakes. You become a better human being, a better version of yourself. So I'm just going to start with my poem, not taking much of time. Even the best falls down sometimes. Losing in life is no crime. Even the best falls down sometimes. In the journey of life, one has to lose and win. All glory comes from daring to begin. Failure, after all, is not a bad word. Take it as a diversion to change the route. Don't keep looking at a closed door. Change your focus to explore more. Fight with the demons inside you, and the outside will change with a perspective new. Value your own peace, and then you will spread it too. Be the change that you want to see around you. Get up when you fall, more firm and fine. For even the best falls down sometimes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Exactly, ma'am. Even the best falls down sometimes, and very valuable inputs that you have passed on. And yes, time, it is a phase that passes away, like a pandemic. That is, once it used to be, never heard of mental health like your times or my father's times. Or nowadays, we always and failures and rejections or matter of concern for the youth. And like you said, that's viewing a closed door is not an option, but seeing the light is always a better way. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you, Prasanna. Thank you for having me here. Thank you.
Come on, ma'am. Please keep coming. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your valuable inputs.
Sure.
Please welcome Miss Jayashree Ray.
Good evening. First thing, I'm highlighted today's issue. This is myself. I am okay. My thought process is always hard. I am leading my life with positive vibes and reflection. I have a lot of regrets, but can overcome. Thank God. Thank God. So, mental health is important, very much important, like as physical health. But we can vibes and changes my mental health and our mental health. Thank you. Today is Mother's Day. First, my poem I recite Mother's Day, Bengali. Then, if you permit, then I read my poem.
Only one, 2 minutes or 3 minutes? 2 minutes
Only
plus,
one.
2 minutes of speech or 3 minutes of poem. That's only one poem.
Only one poem. So I can read. Today's Mother's Day, and this week is running the Gitanjali Tagore's birthday. We are running with Tagore's birthday week. Tagore's birthday week. So happy Mother's Day to all of mothers, my mothers, and my mother also, and all mothers. So the Gitanjali, I read my Gitanjali on Tagore. The time is endless in thy hands, my Lord. There is none to count thy minutes. Days and nights pass, and ages bloom, and fade like flowers. Thou knowest how to play. My centuries follow each other, perfecting a small wild flower. We have no time to lose, and having no time to mark. Scandal for our senses. We are too poor to be late, and thus it is that time goes by. While I give it to every porous man who claims it, and thine altar is empty of all offerings to the last. All the end of the day, I hadn't the fear, lest thy gate the shut, but I find that gate there is time. Time is endless, thy hands, my Lord, there is none to count thy miracles. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Particularly, song offerings.
Excellent.
Rabindranath Tagore.
Thank you for reading out from Gitanjali, as remembering Rabindranath Tagore. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. That was Jayashree. Please welcome Manjula Hastana Mahanti.
Hello, everyone. Greetings to one and all. And thank you so much, Prasanna, that you gave us opportunity to share this special platform and come with our creations. So today I'm listening very beautiful poems they're talking about mental health and regarding about our environment and so many other things. But today is Mother's Day, so I would like to read out a poem about mother only. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers present here. This my poem's title is Special Ingredients. Am I audible properly?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So special ingredients. My mother was a great cook. My mother was a great cook. You are best cook, ma'am, used to say quite often. Visited many renowned restaurants. Visited many renowned restaurants, enjoyed delicious, yummy cuisine, but tried many recipes which my mother used to use while cooking. Missed that taste bud. Interests change with the time. Pizza, burger, etc., all junk foods became first choice in general. Hotels, restaurants, fast food corners flooded with crowd. My children, not exceptions, had an amazing moment. I had an amazing moment when my son said, Mom, nobody can cook like you. Mom, nobody can cook like you. You are superb, Mom. You are superb, added my daughter. The phrase I used for my mother, complimented me too, amused me, gave a thought to. Every child loves the cooking the mother does. Every child loves the cooking the mother does because she was very special. She uses very special ingredient. The mother does because she uses very special ingredient, which nobody else can. Great chefs can use several rare recipes, but can't use that. Ingredients in their preparations. Can't use that ingredients in their preparations. That specialty is the mother's cooking. That specialty is this. Mother's love, care, concern. Mother's love, care, concern added while cooking. That was the special ingredient. Thank you so much.
Exactly, man. That's a special ingredient. Love, care, and affection, selfless, so unconditional love. That is what I would say.
Exactly.
Unconditional love.
When mother cooks, she has special love and special care for the children. That added the taste always.
Flavor, so additional flavor. So please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was Manjula Asthana Mohanty, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Please welcome Saraswati Pushwal, who is a beautiful running a platform called Sargam. Please welcome Saraswati Pushwal.
Good morning, good evening, namaskar, sat sri akal, adab, salam to everyone. Firstly, I would like to wish you all happy Mother's Day. I've been hearing everyone was looking very fantastic and their poetry was so awesome. I've heard Meena Chauhan, ma'am. I was looking into her picture to myself because I've been facing from this kind of depression coming on to me from last 1 year. So I was also expecting that I can go through all this pain and all. So I have to, she became idol for me today and hopefully I'll be walking that way. I'm trying to keep myself with meditation. I went with my friends today to stay motivated and inspired as it was a Mother's Day. So I would like to recite one of my poem on today. It's a special day on Mother's Day. So I'll go with that to keep myself jovial and happy, to keep my mind set. So I have to stay happy. Then only I can keep my family and children and my friends, my relatives happy. If I'll not be happy, no one will be happy with that. So we have to take the initiate for ourselves first, then only we can go with others. So my poem is Mother. Mother is who? Mother is who? She gives a birth to a child. Mother is who? She gives a birth to a child. She sacrifices all her life. Mother is who? She gives a birth to a child. She sacrifices all her life, pampering, serving, loving all her children equally. Pampering, serving, loving all her children equally. She may receive or not. She may receive or not without expecting this thought. She may receive or not without expecting this thought. She embraces, she endeavors. She embraces, she endeavors, she motivates and stands with her children. She embraces, she endeavors, and she motivates and stands with her children at any time. She who dedicates all her life, she who dedicates all her life in serving and taking care always for her children. She who dedicates all her life in serving and taking care always of her children without asking or telling, without asking or telling her needs, without asking or telling her needs. She knows the needs and demands of her children. She knows the needs and demands of her children. Children also love her. Children also love her as the cord is one. Children also love her as the cord is one. At the time of the fetus grow in womb. Children also love her as the cord is one at the time of fetus grow in her womb. A relation grows. A relation grows with love. And those genes, a relation grows with love, and those genes all fetus absorbs and grow. A relation grows with love, and those genes all fetus absorbs and grow. That's mother. Thank you. In short.
That's
Thank you so
Mother.
much.
That's
Thank you.
Mother. I like the ending. That's Mother.
That's mother.
Yeah. You
That's
require a
mother.
self-drive and resilience, and
Yeah.
which I feel that you have immense in you. So
Yeah.
cheer also yourself up, and thank you. That's the way you deal
Until,
with mental
yeah.
issue that is very relevant to mental health. So thank
Thank you
you.
so much. So such kind of people are with me. You people are supportive, and it's giving a lot of support. So I'm trying
Yeah,
to
you
stand.
have to look after yourself. First,
Yeah, yeah.
लाइफ में जो आता है उसको लेना पड़ता है. Loss
So many
is such a
things.
big
Yes.
loss, husband का
The
loss.
one thing I
So
would
you,
like to tell to everyone that you firstly you have to take one word in your life, acceptance. Acceptance is the
yes,
only one word, which if you word for every time, because change is always there. Life keeps on changing in every moment and every time. It doesn't stay same. So you can't take
you
it granted
must
for
take
anything.
your
You have to be
position, you
prepared.
happy and make good
Yeah,
friends and do
yeah,
all the
yeah. And
positive
my
things.
all
Then you,
cheering, they have been
yeah,
supporting me from last 1 year, and this is my situation, and that I'm standing in front of you, talking in a
so I
very
am very
confident
proud that
position.
you are telling me that I am your.
You
So I am,
became idol
thank you
for
so
me.
much, ideal for you, but
Thank
you
you
have
so
to look
much.
after
Thank you
yourself.
so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Thank
much.
you. Yes,
It's a
like you
great
said.
platform. Thank you, Roopali ma'am. Thank you, Prasanna ji, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Like you said, it's acknowledgement, acceptance, as and is very much needed. Yeah. Moving on, please welcome our next participant, and she's a very well-known writer and award-winning writer, as you all know. Has got her own page, and where every day your recital happens, one or the other language. Please welcome Neelam Saxena.
Thank you so much, Prasanna. Thank you, Roopali ji. I'm so happy to see such wonderful poets. In fact, when we were discussing mental health, In fact, writing is the most cathartic, and it's one step towards improving your outlook towards life and staying optimistic. So, my mother passed away last December, and since it's Mother's Day, that poetry writing is cathartic. I'll read out one of the poems that I've written for her. The poem is titled Sun and Me. Unaware of my pain, the sun rises yet again. Unaware of my pain, the sun rises yet again. Tries to fill the milieu hues, but today I'm not its muse. Failing in its attempt is not easy for the sun. It doesn't realize that the cinder in me that burns. The ocean throws out its waves. The entire body, I'm wet, but the eyes are also moist. The sun inside my heart has already set. The universe conspires to inspire me and fails repeatedly. I'm beyond consolation. The universe conspires to inspire me and fails repeatedly. I'm beyond consolation. I've no desire to please the cosmos. The Brahman has to resign to submission. I've no desire to please the cosmos. The Brahman has resigned to submission. The anger in Kali had to be heard by all. My tears have to wet the sun today. Only after it's wet and teary-eyed shall I touch its golden ray. It's a fight between the sun's power and the might of my soul and eyes. But oh sun, you'll have to bend today a war of mother's ties. Orphan that I am today, my emotions are at its peak. Orphan that I am today, my emotions are at its peak. Go, sun, show up another day. Before I glow, it may take peace. Before I glow, it may take peace.
So universe conspires to inspire. What a brilliant, wonderful phrase that you put in, ma'am. I know the ordeal, that the eventuality of passage of one's mother is why how one would digest the fact of eternal fact that is, and how one try to come out of this stress. It's beautifully expressed. That was Neelam Saxena. Please give a round of applause, my dear. Nice. Brilliant. Please welcome Kalipada Ghosh. Kalipada Ghosh, Dada, please unmute your mic. He holds a special place in my heart. Please welcome Kalipada Ghosh. Sir, please unmute your mic. Kalipada Ghosh.
Hello, good evening to all. I am Kalipada from we are today happy Mother's Day, and we pay our respect, deep respect and homage to the mothers of the world, to all the mothers of the world. And here it is a tribute to the mother, a tribute to the mother. Oh mother, you are the salt of the earth, an eternal and sacred soul, an embodiment of love, affection, light, peace, happiness, and joy. A perfect woman, nobly planned by God. A perfect woman, nobly planned by God. You are the reflection of nature, blessed with human grace and beauty. A sanctified soul, never to yield. Mother is a divine gift of God, always smiling face with benign grace. Mother feels happy and gay when she finds her children smiling, a paragon of beauty, and grandeur indeed. She is the idol and incarnation of love, patience, and sacrifice, forbearance and fortitude, self-contented and satisfied, dedicated to the family and nation, a compassionate heart, a soul divine. Tears roll down from her cheeks, but does not weep. Tears roll down from her cheeks, but does not weep. A wonder of the world, a wonder of the world, a blessing to the humanity. I pay my homage to the mother, all the mothers of the world, on this auspicious Mother's Day. Thanks to all. Thanks to my brother, Matanaji. Thanks to all. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes, indeed, mother is a gift of divinity, God. And yes, thank you for the beautiful tribute on Mother and the Mother's Day. Thank you. Thanks for coming. That was Dr. Mr. Kalipada Ghosh. Please welcome Miss Millie Das.
Hello. Hello.
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Good evening to all of you. Happy Mother's Day. Actually, it is চলে যাচ্ছে কেন? Sorry. এটা এরকম হচ্ছে কেন বলতো? Hello.
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
My daughter wants to say one poem about mother in Bengali poem.
Yes, go ahead.
On the special occasion of Mother's Day, I want to recite a poem. ভালো লাগে, কবি ভবানী প্রসাদ মজুমদার। ভালো লাগে ফুল পাখি লতা পাতা ঘাস, ভালো লাগে শরতের দুধ সাদা আকাশ, ভালো লাগে আকাশের রং নীল, পাহাড় সাগর নদী খুশি ঝিলমিল, ভালো লাগে ছোটাছুটি খেলা লুকোচুরি, ভালো লাগে লুডো জুডো ডাঙ্গুলি ঘুড়ি, ভালো লাগে আম জাম কলা লেবু তাল, চাউমিন বিরিয়ানি খেতে ঝাল ঝাল, ভালো লাগে শীতকালে রোদ ঝিকমিক, দল বেঁধে আউটিং ফেস্ট পিকনিক, ভালো লাগে সন্দেশ তিলে খাজা তাজা, বর্ষাতে খিচুড়ির সাথে ডিম ভাজা, ভালো লাগে নাচ গান মজা খুশি হাসি, বাবা কাকা মামা দাদা দিদি পিসি মাসি, সবচেয়ে ভালো লাগে বলো দেখি কাকে, সবচেয়ে ভালো লাগে মাকে মাকে মাকে। Thank you.
Excellent. Beautiful.
This poem means that everything in the world can be loved and liked, but mother's love is something special.
Thank you, Shani. Thank you. That was lovely, beautiful reading. Give a round of applause, my dear friends.
Thank you. Actually, here is a problem in my mobile. That is why the network connection is very low. Is there anything left?
Yes, go ahead. Yes, if you could make it, I could read, or otherwise I could pass on to the next participant.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, please welcome Rajkumari Thakur, Miss Rajkumari Thakur. Ma'am, Rajkumari Thakur. Please unmute your mic, ma'am. Rajkumari Thakur. Please unmute your mic, ma'am. Yes, please unmute your mic, ma'am. You could press the button that's there in your right left side, and a mic image icon would be there. You could just click on it, then it turns turns on. Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Ito na eh.
Yes, Rajkumari ma'am, please go ahead.
हेलो
Yes,
हेलो
ma'am.
गुड
Namaste.
इवनिंग
Good evening, ma'am.
नमस्ते कैसे हैं आप सब
Please go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead with your poem.
okay yeah my poem is in Sindhi I just started
Yes, please go ahead, ma'am.
yeah before telling this poem I would say that nowadays we are also mothers and our children came with plenty of flowers and bouquets and I remember my mom how she used to love us. So I will say little poem and then it's a meaning. मुखे कहते खीर प्यारो प्यार मुझाते गोद विहारो पुष्टि हर हर मुंडे निहारो मुहिंजी अमर पंध कंदे जे धिको खादुम कै खणी थे छातीय लातुम प्यार मंझाते भाकुर पातुम मुहिंजी अमर. Then lastly वधी जॾहिं आउं वॾो थींदुसि सुख सवे मां तोखे ॾींदुसि तोते पंहिंजो प्यार छॾींदुसि मुंहिंजी अमर means who brought up me and who gave me milk, my mother, only my mother. If I start and she was very happy all the time she was looking at me. And when I fell down, she picked up me and गले से लगाया बहुत प्यार किया और मुझे देखकर उसे दर्द हो रहा था जब मैं बड़ा हो जाऊंगा तो मैं अपनी ऐसी जीजल को अपनी असली माँ को hundreds of comforts दूंगा उसे प्यार दूंगा.
Thank you, ma'am. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for making your faces felt on this platform. First time she has joined us. Please give a round of applause to Rajkumari Thakur.
Thank you so much for giving me opportunity. Yeah, I would show you the flowers my children brought for me. These are the flowers. I'm standing with my flowers.
Wonderful, ma'am.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Please welcome Millie Das.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yes. The name of my poem is My Only Home, My Mother. One who brought me to this lovely world, one who gave me the courage in danger, one who showed me the right path, whose prayers in only for me, one who admired me most. She is none other than my mother. You are so precious, I don't want to share you. In this world, only mother's love is selfless love. There is still no paper to write about you. You are my first love. You are my first trust. Although you are no more in the world, but your embrace, your loving touch is alive in my feelings. You are. You would be in my heart. You are the roof of my family. When I close my eyes, I can feel the smell of your sweat, which soothes me in my mind and my body. You are the completion of my emptiness. You are the umbrella of heavy storm. May the peace of the whole world be in your laps. You are my heaven. You are my world, O Mother. You are my only home. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Beautiful tribute. The completion. The mother is the one who, makes her daughter or children.
Actually, every day I miss my mother because I lost her near about 11 years. 13 June, her death anniversary.
Understand, ma'am. So that is it. That brings us to the end of the today's evening with poetry reading with Shwetha A. May month mental health special, and we try to discuss, getting the few points from the participants out here, and very valid, very valuable suggestions, like some shared, like Meena Chauhan ma'am, Gangalaxmi Patnaik ma'am, they have presented their perspective of this, some, and Heera Nawaz ma'am. Yes, that was it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and please keep coming, and the next coming week, I'll have more of on mental health. Thank you.